Thank you for coming with us on this journey to a golden future.
We pray that today's broadcast will help you in some way to find, fulfill, and finish God's will for your life.
Now we invite you to join us in the Golden State Baptist College radio studio.
Thank you for tuning in today to a Golden Future radio broadcast. I'm Brother Fuller.
And I'm Brother Simmons.
And I want to ask everybody out in radio land, but I also want to ask you, how was your Independence Day celebration?
You know what?
How was your 4th?
It was amazing.
Good.
249 years in the history books.
Mm-hmm.
I got to spend some time with family. I went kayaking.
Really?
I did.
I love kayaking. I wish I could go more often.
I went with my little brother. It was a little scary. He's done it.
Were you two in the same?
We were in the same one.
Oh, boy.
And he was trying to tip it. He actually was the whole time.
I knew he would be.
And it was a little scary. And then I went with my wife, and I got to show off a little bit. We went, went pretty fast. And it was great. We had a great time. How about you? How was it? Was it all right?
It was great. It was a good, calm 4th of July.
Okay.
We went out with the family, and then we went over to a friend's house.
Oh, good.
And it was the first time. Whoops. Sorry, everybody. I just got a text message. It was the first time that I think I've been together with all of my wife's Filipino family where we've had American food that I can remember. So that was pretty interesting.
Wow.
It was
now, did they do that for you or for July
I think they
4th?
did it for Independence Day.
Okay.
It was barbecue.
Right.
You had to barbecue.
Nice.
So
okay,
it was
good,
nice.
Good.
It was good.
Was it like
switch up.
Filipino barbecue or was
No,
it
it was actually, it was hamburgers. I was very surprised.
Really?
Yeah. So I was loving it. I was eating it up.
Okay.
It was great.
All right,
it was great.
Good. You were literally eating it up.
See what I did there.
That's
okay.
funny.
All right.
That's funny.
But yeah, it was a good time.
You know what we haven't done in a while?
What's that?
We haven't done rapid fire random facts.
Yeah.
It has been a long time since we've done that.
Then let's do it.
Okay, all right. You've got one?
I think so. You gave me one or two before we started.
Good. We were just doing that for the night. Go ahead.
Just being real. Well, I didn't know this until just a moment ago, but there is a town called Dull, Ohio.
Yeah.
Actually, and it gets pretty more interesting when you realize that there's a boring Oregon.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Dull, Ohio.
If you listen
Oregon.
And you're from those places, I will send you a T-shirt if you're from those. Don't lie about it. Yes. You've got to send something
proof
in the mail.
Yeah.
I'll send you a T-shirt if you're from there.
We'll find a way to do it.
That's so dull and boring. That's crazy.
That's pretty cool.
All right. Well, we were just talking about America, but I feel like we overlook the other countries here on this planet. So I'm thinking, what about the great country of Japan? Did you know that Japan has more pets than they do children?
What?
They have more dogs and strollers and cats with Instagram. Welcome to 2025, am I right?
Oh, man. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I find it hard to believe, but I feel like there's a world where I can believe it.
I guess.
And it's not that crazy to me. But
I don't know. It'd be weird. Imagine you're walking throughout your day and you see more cats and dogs than you do.
Babies. Wow. I would not like that.
Yeah.
I don't like cats. I am a dog person. But
I can live without bulls. I can live without bulls.
I know you could. Did you know, though, that the United States once sold square watermelons and the purpose was just for easier stacking? Have you ever, I've only seen it in cartoons, but where you pull from the bottom and all the produce falls. Have you ever actually done that? Like tomatoes or apples or something?
Oh, you mean, on the stores?
Yeah. Yeah. I've never done it. I kind of want to do it.
I feel like
I've
seen it in person. I feel like I've seen it done.
Huh?
I've done it to where one has rolled off, but not the whole
thing.
The whole thing.
I want to see it in real life. I want to make it happen. I want to be the cause of that.
When
problem.
you do, I want to be there, and I'll record as you do it.
Okay, yeah. And then we'll put it up for everybody so they can see it.
Right, we'll do a behind the scenes.
Yeah.
We should do that.
Hey, maybe so.
I challenge you to do that.
Vandalize a produce section at Walmart? No.
Good to know.
No, thank you.
Well, did you know, growing up as a kid, ketchup was my favorite thing.
Really?
I love ketchup.
I wouldn't have
sauce
thought that.
For sure. It really was. I loved it on everything. Now, not so much, but as a kid, it was top dog, number one. Well, did you know that in the 1830s, it was sold as medicine?
No.
For indigestion. Imagine drinking Heinz like cough syrup. That's what it was. They treated it like medicine.
That's crazy.
I used to love ketchup as a kid.
Really?
Yeah, it was my favorite.
I never really was much of a ketchup person as a kid. It's grown on me now.
Really?
I was always barbecue sauce for everything.
Really?
Yeah, put it on the burger, put it on the French fries.
That was not me. Now, I think I'm more like a ranch, honey mustard kind of guy.
Honey mustard.
I'm with that.
It's the most underrated sauce, I think, in the country.
My favorite sauce, though, doesn't go with everything, but it's cane sauce.
Oh, cane sauce is so good.
Sauce.
But that one's not that underrated. Everybody knows the hype.
I guess so.
Cane sauce.
So is that all? Is that all you have?
That's all I got. Do you have any more?
All right, I'll tell you one more. Did you know that Fruit Loops are all the same flavor?
No,
yeah.
I don't believe you.
I'm sorry.
I do not believe you.
I know you like Fruit Loops,
I'm sorry.
so I thought I would throw that one out
you.
for you. They're all the same flavor.
That
Tastes like the rainbow?
be.
Nope. Tastes all one loop fits all.
I'm going to have
to
test that. Because I don't know if I believe that.
You know, maybe we could do that. Maybe I'll bring you Fruit Loops next time and you eat it live.
I would much rather do that than spill produce all over the floor.
All right.
So I'll take you up on that
Maybe
challenge.
I'll bring the Fruit Loops next time. But I'm sorry, pal. They're all the same flavor.
Wow. I don't know. I don't know if that challenge fits with our spiritual challenge that we're trying to do. Because Fruit Loops are not a very healthy food. This summer, we're trying to be fit in the faith. What do you think of that segue? Was that pretty good?
That was pretty good.
I thought it was pretty good. Maybe a bit of a stretch, but let's just go right into it. We're talking about fit in the faith. This last week, we talked about Joshua.
Yes.
We presented the Joshua workout program. And this week, we're going to look at the life of Daniel.
Yes.
But tell me real quick, before you tell us about Daniel, tell me, how did it go with the Joshua challenge? How were you doing on that?
You know, I liked it. I really did. But I felt like maybe it was, I don't know, maybe it wasn't cheating, I don't think. But there was times when I was already knowing where I was going to walk. Mm-hmm. So then I just sort of did it during that time. But I made it.
Yeah. But I think
fitting it.
I think that's okay because
I think so.
You wouldn't probably think, if it wasn't for the challenge, maybe you probably wouldn't think to pray during that, wherever you're walking.
No, I don't think so. I probably wouldn't have.
That was really the point of it, to get us to pray more. And I know for me, one time I did cheat because I was driving somewhere, and so I did it as a drive. But it's kind of the same thing, because I wouldn't have thought to do it while I was driving if it wasn't for the challenge.
Well, so, your feet were moving sometimes. So
yeah, they were pushing, and then two times I thought about it late at night, and so I just walked around in my living room, in my kitchen, in my dining room. I walked laps in my house.
You know, that works though. That's
it
fine.
Was nice. It was late night, house was quiet. It was pretty cool, actually.
Your house is only quiet at late night, huh?
Well, because my wife was asleep.
Oh, so it's loud when she's up.
No. Well, we do like to party. You know, we have a good time. Board games.
You're getting good at diverting these
things,
now. You used to not be good at that, remember?
Yeah. You show me your friends, I'll show you your future. That's really what it's come down to this. Yeah.
See, I've grown you.
I credit you with that.
I made you. Is it a better person?
I don't know. That's
it
questionable.
Might be a better.
It's questionable.
It might be a better person.
But I do hope that everybody listening has been made a better person this past week when it comes to prayer because of us.
I thought you were going to say
when it comes to the challenge.
That's good.
This week, what is our Daniel challenge look like?
Okay, you said last week that Joshua was probably boom, your number one for sure of all time.
It's got to be really close.
And then I told you that I was like, there's no way. There's a couple more people that I could think that automatically topped him.
Okay.
And for me personally, this is probably, since I was a kid, one of my favorite Bible characters of all time. It's got to be hands down probably one of my favorites of all time. And that is none other than the one, the only Daniel.
Yeah, he is. He's pretty epic. I gotta admit,
it has to be.
God did some really incredible things in his life.
When you think of the stories from your childhood, 3 of them are just from Daniel himself. You know, just from him. Daniel in the lion's den. Well, he wasn't there at the fiery furnace,
right? But in the book,
but there, with Nebuchadnezzar, and then he's doing so much that he even prophesied about end times, and it's still going to happen.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
You're making a pretty good case for him being up there.
But I will say Joshua is still, he's got that leader mindset, one of the coolest characters ever. But for this week, we want to stick with prayer once again. Now, we probably should have flipped it. We maybe should have started with this one, but we're going to try it for this week, all right? Now, some of you might not be an early riser. You're not be
talking
a late
to me,
night person.
bro.
I know. We like our sleep. We get in that habit. But Daniel purposed. Remember when they were trying to catch him, throw him in that lion's den? The only way they could get him was on his walk with God, his prayer life. And they found out that Daniel prayed 3 times a day. Now, that's just all that we know of. He might have prayed more. But he started his day, then the middle of the day, and then ended the day with prayer. So our challenge for this week, there's going to be 2 parts.
Okay.
Number 1, we've got to get up 15 minutes early.
Okay. I thought you were
every
going to
single
say
day.
like 50.
No.
I was like a whole
15,
hour. Okay,
15.
15. I can do this.
You can do that.
I'm ready for it.
15 minutes early to pray.
Okay.
And then most people, my parents taught me this as a child, and maybe you still continue it, but every time when you pillow your head at night each day, then end the day with prayer. So we're going to start and end with prayer.
I like it.
All right. So that's only the first phase. The second phase is a lot of people, maybe you've never had a prayer list before. And I remember our pastor said one time, he said, if you don't have a prayer list, you're probably not praying. And what I think he meant, if you don't have a prayer list, there's probably things you're forgetting about. Yeah. Maybe you're not having a consistent prayer life or whatever it is. So we are going to start it. If you don't have one, we're going to start it together this week. And if you already have it, then this is the goal. Every day, when you start the day with prayer, you end it with prayer, I want us every day to think of one new thing to add to our prayer list. It could be something spiritual, something personal for yourself, or if there's a project at your church, if there's someone sick, if there's a pastor in a nearby city that you should be praying for, things like that. Every single day, we're going to add just one new thing to add to our prayer list. So,
I like it.
If you don't have one, you'll have 7 things on your list by the end of this week.
I like it.
If you do have one, you'll have 7 more things on your list by the end of the week.
I like that. And you can never have too much stuff on your prayer list, especially if you're going to be spending 15 more minutes of your day in prayer. You're going to need things to pray about.
Maybe if you have no one else to pray for, you can add me to that list, and I'll be one of those 7, right?
There you go.
So I hope that'll be a challenge to you all this week. The 15 minutes might be a little hard, but I think adding the one thing a day will be a big help. It will encourage us to pray more.
I like it. In the morning, at night, throughout your day, if you can slip that in there too. Continue the Joshua Challenge. Why not? And then adding something to the prayer list every single day. And thanks for tuning in today. Yep. Hopefully you can continue the Joshua Challenge, add on this Daniel one, and we will come back next week with another spiritual fitness challenge here on a Golden Future radio broadcast. Until next week, don't forget, doing God's will today leads to God's will tomorrow.
Thank you for listening to a Golden Future radio broadcast.
If you'd like to listen to our other episodes, you can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube.
Also, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at agoldenfuture@gsbc.edu.
And tune in next week to the broadcast dedicated to help this generation discover God's purpose for their lives.